Hey everyone, I'm back and we are in module 3. Kind of forgot to write module 3 on it. So you know what? I'll go ahead and write module 3 here. So we're in module 3 and we're working with the videos, right? And the topic is missing numbers. And you guys know that a missing number is nothing but a variable. So let's talk about this variable. Easy peasy. The first thing we're going to talk about is missing numbers in addition. So it's finding the variable in addition. Super easy, but I promise you, it gets a little bit harder, but once you understand the basics, you will get it easily. So if I were to say 15 plus A equals 26, right? We all know that A is the variable. There you go. I actually wrote variable down pretty well. So A is the variable. So now we need to solve for A because A is the missing number. And I think you must have done this in the past. We'll just review it, but then we'll make it harder in a little while. So if I say 15 plus A equals 26, the best way to find out A is to put A on one side and move the 15 across the equation or across the equal sign. And what I call this equal sign is a bridge. For me, this is a bridge. And for all those you guys who love watching fantasy, if you cross the bridge, you do the opposite. So keep that in mind. If you cross the bridge, you do the opposite. So this is what I would do. I would say 15 plus A equals 26. And then to cross this bridge, 15 to here, I would subtract 15 here, and I would subtract 15 here, right? Because I've crossed the bridge. So 15 is an addition at the moment. It'll be a subtraction. Therefore, A, I'm going to move this a bit up here. A equals, really easy, 26 minus 15. So let's do a little bit of, figuring things out. 26 minus 15 equals 1 and 1. Therefore, A equals 11, right? Easy peasy. So let's check it. We always check our answers. If I go here, 15 plus 11 is equal to 26. Check. We got that. So to find a missing number, in addition, you simply move the number on the other side and you do the opposite and you keep the variables alone. Let's try another one really quickly. If I were to say B, right, plus 231 equals 562, right? Here, if you see the A was second, now the variable is right at front, right? At the top. So again, what do? We cross the bridge, so subtract 231 here, subtract 231 here. B is equal to 562 subtracted by 231. Let's do some figuring out right on the side. And let's see what we get. We get a 1, we get a 3, and we get a 3. Therefore, B equals 331. And if you check it, you will get it right. Okay? Do you see how easy it is to find the missing number for addition? I love addition. It makes life very easy, right? But things get a tad bit harder when you work with subtraction. So now, let's go to subtraction. So let's go right at the top. We find our missing number in subtraction. Let's bring it down, bring it down. Oof. There you go, missing number in subtraction. Things get a little wobbly here. But first, we'll talk about the easier part. So let me give you a subtraction equation, right? If I have A minus 12 equals to 43, okay? Really easy. Again, we use the same rule. because the A is at the beginning, because the variable is at the beginning, it's very easy to isolate it. So we do the same thing. We cross the bridge, and when you cross the bridge, it becomes the opposite. So here it's plus 12. Here it's minus 12. We do plus 12, and we say plus 12 right here. Therefore, easy. A equals 43 plus 12. Let's do a little bit of calculation on the side, right? And this is going to be a 5, 3 plus 2, and 4 plus 1 is 5. Therefore, A equals 5, right? Now, you must be thinking, whoa, that was easy. You just taught me that. How is subtraction harder? Now subtraction gets a bit harder. Do you see how the A is at the beginning? Now let's put the variable second. If I were to go and say that we have, let me think of a good equation. If I were to say 59 minus B is 14. Now the B is at the end. Do we do the same thing? If we were to just take 59 and move it across, it'll be 14 minus 59. We're probably going to get a negative number. It's going to look a little odd, right? So you don't always use the same step. You actually use one more step. So I'm going to put, one more step. This is important. You do one more step. The way you do it is you actually take the B on the other side. Because if you take the B on the other side, it becomes a positive B. We want to keep everything positive, no negative emotions, only positive, right? So we have positive B and positive B. Easy peasy. So if I say 59 equals 14 plus B. Whew. Okay, something's making sense. Now we take the 14 and bring it on this side. So we have all the numbers on one side and all the variables on the other side. So now we take our 14 and we move him right here. So if you're moving him, you're doing the opposite. Minus 14 here, minus 14 here. So now you will have 59 minus 14 equals to B. Everybody's positive, everybody's happy, no negative emotions. I love that. So let's do some calculations. 59 minus 14, this gives us a 5. This gives us a 4, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, we got our 5. We got our 4. Therefore, 45 equals B. Did you see how easy that was? There was a little bit of a step that you had to take, but it was quite easy, right? So if you were to check it, you'll get a yes. Let's try this one more time just to make sure that, are we really getting this right? If I were to say, I'm trying to find a good number to sort of work with. Let's see, if I were to say 102 minus D equals 36. Okay, let's see. We move the D first, keeping everything positive. So plus D, 102 equals 36 plus D. Ooh, I like everything being positive. Now we move the 36 on this side. So subtract 36, subtract 36. Easy peasy. We do 102 minus 36. We know our answer will be positive, equals D, right? Ooh, my D is not a good D. Let's do some calculating on the side. 36, right? We do move this. This becomes a 9. This becomes a 0. 12 minus 6 is 6. 9 minus 3, not 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That gives us a 6. And boom, 66 is equal to do. And is equal to D, not do, D. And if you check this, you'll get a yes, right? So with subtraction, you have to take one more step. With addition, just do the opposite, okay? Easy peasy. But now the question comes in, what about multiplication? How do we find a missing number with multiplication? Okay, let's go right at the top and bring our multiplication down. Let me see. There it is. Missing number in multiplication. So let's go find our missing number in multiplication. Oof, it is going to go super low. Wow, we've done a lot of work. I kind of like the work, but still a lot of work, right? So missing number in multiplication. Let's use a multiplication equation. So if I were to say, I'm actually going to move this a little up so I don't get any mess around. Yeah, so if I were to say 13 multiplied by A is equal to 156. Now, one thing, and I'm going to write it on the side. This is what you should get used to writing, is 13A equals 156, right? This is the right way of putting a variable in multiplication. But just to understand it, I'm going to put it in this way, okay? But do keep this in mind. This is really the right way of doing it. So for now, 13 times A is equal to 156. So again, what do? We do the opposite. So if it's a multiplication, it's multiplying with A, you divide it. You take your 13 and you move it across, but you do divide by 13 and you do divide by 13. Easy peasy. So it's A equals 156 divided by 13. Let's do a bit of calculations on the side and see what do we get. We have 13 outside. We have 156 inside. Well, 13 goes into 1. Nope. 13 goes into 15. Yep. How many times? Once. We have a 13 right here. This gives us a 2. This gives us 0. Let's bring our 6 down. 13 goes into 26 how many times? We have a 2. That equals a 26. 0, 0. So the answer is A equals 12. Whew, that was easy. I feel like getting the easy button saying, that was easy. So now we put our check and say, we can do this. The question comes in again is, what if we have a missing number in division? Do we do the same thing? Let's go check it out. Let's bring our word that says missing number in division. My goodness, we've done a lot of work. I like to see the amount of work we've done. And every time things make sense, I feel like we've done our job. So missing number in division. So missing number in multiplication was really easy. We could do it, right? Just do the opposite. With missing number in division, once again, like subtraction, things are not as easy or as simple. We got to do a few more steps. And it's good, it gets our math brain going. So if I were to say A divided by 12 equals 4. Now keep in mind the A, or the variable, is at the beginning. I think we can solve this. It's pretty easy. We do the opposite, right? We say 12 times 12 equals 1, and 12 times 4. Therefore, 4 and therefore, right? We have A equals 4 times 12. Well, let's do a little bit of answering. Easy peasy. If I have 12 multiplied by 4, 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 48. So A equals 48. That was easy. Like, what is so hard with division? That was easy, right? Give it a check. But yes, like subtraction, division does get a little crazy when the variable is coming in second. So let's talk about that. Let's go this way. And if I were to say, I'm trying to look for the right equation to make sure I give you the right number. If I were to say 96, right, divided by B, which is the variable, equals 3. Okay. It seems like things are a little weird now. Because if we bring this 96 here and divide it or multiply it, this guy is going to be really just sitting there for no reason. So we bring the B down here. So we have 96 equals 3 divided by B, right? And then we take our 3 sorry, not divided. Oh my God, I made a big boo-boo. Look at that. Not divided, but multiplication. We multiply B here and we multiply B here. Okay, sorry, my brain just went woof at the moment, and we don't want a teacher's brain to do that. So 96 divided by equals 3. We want to bring the B on this side, so we do the opposite. We multiply by B, and we multiply by B on the other side. So therefore, 96 is equal to 3 multiplied by B. Again, the better way of writing is 96 equals to 3B, right? This is the better way of writing it. But we'll work this one out for now. So now what do? We move the 3 on this side, this way, and we do divided by 3 and divided by 3. So therefore, 96 divided by 3 equals B. Oh, this actually makes sense. Let's do some calculations. And we put the 3 outside, put the 96 inside. It's a better 9. How many times does 3 go into 9? We know it goes 3 times. It gives us a 9. We put a 0. How many times does 3 go into 6? 8 goes 2 times. So we bring our 6 in, we bring our 6 down. That gives me a 0. So therefore, 32 equals B, right? Easy peasy. Again, if you were to check that, you will get a correct sign. So therefore, when it comes to addition or multiplication, you simply do the opposite. But when it comes to subtraction and division, you do one more step, right? And then you do the opposite. So this is really important. I'm trying to put my one nicely. If it's addition and multiplication, you do the opposite, easy peasy. When it's subtraction and division, you do one more step plus the opposite. So I hope that kind of got inside the brain and you guys are ready for all those questions that are waiting for you. I'll see you for the next module. Bye.